Are we live produced?
You're looking at the phone right in front of you.
Give me a second.
Give me a second.
Give me a second.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, no sense in
All
here.
right.
Okay,
We're good.
So, if you can't tell, we're still struggling with setup issues, but I mean, it is what it is. We're live.
We're going to make it happen.
We're doing it live.
One way or another. The show goes on.
Well, welcome back to the Bourbon Basement, guys. Hopefully you all had a great week. I know that I did. I only worked 2 days this week because I decided to take a lot of vacation time. I won't want to go back to work come Monday, but...
Vacation? Gosh, man, must be lucky.
I don't want to hear it from you. I've not been on an actual vacation forever, so my vacation's been spent around the house.
A staycation.
A staycation. That's exactly what it's been. But hopefully you all had a great week. Appreciate you all tuning in and starting your weekend off with us. And if you haven't been able to tell already, let them know what we're doing.
We're going to be doing Cream of Kentucky, but so what? We're going to do Cream of Kentucky. Not to be confused with King of Kentucky.
Yeah, Cream of Kentucky.
Cream of Kentucky, not King. We may title it as King of Kentucky, see if anybody get more viewers.
We can, we are taking donations still, though. If anyone has a King of Kentucky that they'd like to send off.
Oh, man.
Gary McDonald said, cheers, happy Friday.
Cheers, Gary.
Cheers, Gary. Appreciate you tuning in.
All right, I don't know how I really wanted to get in and start this show. I don't know what I wanted to do, but so Cream of Kentucky, guys.
I've never had it.
Never had it. I've never had it, and I'm excited about this one. This was one that I'm very excited about. It was one of those that was harder to find, but the small batch, which is what we're doing today. Thanks to Ryan.
Thanks to me, we're doing it the right way this time because he likes to start with like the big boys of a brand. He'll go for barrel proof and single barrels and all this stuff.
I probably would have done the single barrel cask strength today.
You got to start at the bottom to see what you're really getting.
So we're going to be doing the Cream of Kentucky small batch. That's this bottle right here. And this bottle here is getting easier to find in some of your liquor stores in our area, which is good. And also this one here.
We don't know if it's good yet.
I said it's good to find it.
Oh.
And also the Cream of Kentucky cask strength. Also becoming more of a regular find. Now the single barrels, most of the time they're going as a store pick or something like that. And then of course this one we'll talk about a little bit later, but you're not going to find this bottle anymore like in a retail, in a store. You're going to have to go to a specialty retail kind of thing to get the older bottle.
Or an auction.
Or an auction. It's a 2018. I'm sure there's still some out there, but anyway, so Cream of Kentucky. It's a heritage bourbon label. So heritage bourbon label means that it was an original, it kind of died and then it got revitalized. So it's a heritage. It was originally introduced in 1888. So it goes way back, the brand goes way back. It rose to national fame, I say national fame like it wasn't famous, I don't guess, like a movie star or nothing, but it was known nationally. It was shipped nationally and everything else in the 30s and 40s, just shortly after Prohibition, of course. And that was because of the Shinley distilleries and some iconic Norman Rockwell advertising that they did. The brand began fading in the 70s like most other bourbons did because it was that era where bourbon starts fading. And then it wasn't until 2018 when Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Famer Jim Rutledge decided that he was going to revive the brand Cream of Kentucky. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, what I was going to say, the 70s where it kind of died. Do you feel that we're kind of getting into that era again with the news that you hear with the distillery shutting down and the volume of sales dropping a little bit? Do you think it's going to be like the 70s?
No.
I don't think it'll be near as bad.
No, I just think everything's too high right now.
You think it needs to, well, you got everything else is so expensive, maybe bourbon's being put on the back shelf as far as what we're buying with our money.
And I'd say that the distilleries are having a hard time keeping up with the price of everything to run it and actually distill it.
Well, I've got some highlights in that paragraph there. The Shinley distilleries. You got to know a little bit about. All right, go ahead, baby.
As Peter says, I won a 1955 sample of Cream of Kentucky a few years ago. Was
Ooh.
only 80 proof, but was pretty good.
The 55. Nice.
1955.
Well, that's awesome. I'd
Long time
I'd
ago.
love to have one of those old bottles before the label died, like a pre-70s label. You know, that would be so cool.
If you find one of those, you've done something.
Especially if it's still sealed up and everything, where you're getting to try like he did that era of bourbon. Just back in that era, that's something special to try. So, but there was a lot in that to talk about. So the Shinley Distilleries, we need to know a little bit about it. Norman Rockwell, Jim Rutledge, the bourbon itself. But the thing that took me, and this isn't how my notes go, guys, so I'm kind of changing what I just wrote up. But this
We're
is
winging it.
Well, I mean, we are. First, I want to invite you all to have a drink with us tonight.
Please.
That's what Friday night's about. We're here to be your drinking buddies. We're your bourbon friends, here to talk a little bit about bourbon. And believe it or not, when I sit down and have a bourbon, whoever's unfortunate enough to sit down with me, they're going to hear a lot about bourbon. Whether they want to or not, I don't know. I just talk about it.
If you don't want to hear it, get up and walk away.
Well, and that's true. I just talk about it. I talk about other things, but I talk a lot about bourbon to like anybody who'll listen. But anyway. Sorry.
Anyone who'll listen.
I know. So go ahead and grab a drink. If you have a Cream of Kentucky product, that's excellent. Jim Rutledge, you'll hear a little bit later. He was a Four Roses Master Distillery. So if you can't have Cream of Kentucky, you might want to grab a Four Roses in honor of him.
I know y'all got the Four Roses on the shelf.
Well, yeah, something like that. So, or not. If not, just grab your favorite bourbon, or just your everyday bourbon, and just sit back and drink with us. And if you have questions, don't be afraid to comment and ask them, because we love the thing that does for our show. I love the comments and the viewership and to hear from you guys.
Peter said 1980s Old Granddad 114 National Distillers was maybe the best bourbon I ever tried.
Wow, so 1980s Old Granddad 114.
I'll get a Four Roses small batch select going.
All right, way to go.
If y'all have had a real bad week, then just start taking shots
Well, you
of
got
anything.
to be a little coherent for the show, right? You can't be just knocked out.
See, that's the great part about it. You can always go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
But what struck me as the most, I don't know, does everybody know who Norman Rockwell is?
I feel like his
Yeah.
name's come up.
You
a few
know the
times.
name, you've heard the name, right? Do you know what he did or what he was? He was an artist, okay? And I thought that, he was kind of before my time. I think he passed in 1978. I was born in 73, so I didn't know him or like him as a person or nothing, but I saw many of his drawings, many of his paintings, and like my favorite one, and I don't even know where I saw it, but I played ball. I played Little League all the way up through some college, you know.
Could've gone pro.
Yeah, I was the best daggone ball player there was. I should be in the pros, right? If it weren't for my dang knee. No.
It's all the knee.
It's always the knee. No, but there was this one painting, and I think it was called Top of the Sixth or something like that. But it had all the baseball umpires standing on the baseball field. And you can't see much of the field, maybe the mounds in the background. But it has all the umpires, and they're looking up. They got their catcher's equipment, and they're holding out their hand. And one of them, there's a raindrop hitting his hand. And the other one, he's like, there's a coach or something in the background because he's got a uniform on. He's like looking at the ground, like the mound, to see how it is. And I guess they're just seeing if it's going to rain this game out or not. And the thing that takes me back to, and I guess what brought it up, because I that painting is always in my head. But every time it's raining, if I want to do something, because what it does is I remember living here in Parrish Avenue. I was a little kid, probably Little League baseball, had my uniform on. I was on the front porch, and it was a gully washer of rain. It was just pouring down rain, and I knew that my game was going to be canceled. And that painting, I could see that painting in my head the whole time, and I still see it today when stuff like I saw it through high school and everything.
That rain out scarred this man for life.
Well, it wasn't just that rain out. It's just how his paintings and stuff just
Relate.
relate to people. Because and I'll get to. Let me skip ahead, because since we're going on him, so he was a painting illustrator for highly detailed, warm and humorous illustrations of everyday life. That's what Norman Rockwell did. But he did advertising for Cream of Kentucky bourbon back in the 30s and 40s. And I thought that was interesting because even back in the 30s and 40s, he was like a household name back then. And he was known for these kind of paintings and these kind of drawings. And he advertised for this bourbon. And what they wanted to do, Schnelling, what was it? I can't pronounce it. Shinley Distilleries. What they wanted to do after Prohibition, they wanted to introduce Cream of Kentucky. They wanted that household name that everybody knew to advertise for them because that brought that into the fold. So changing all my notes, changing the way I was done. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Norman Rockwell. So,
for all you artists out there, this is right up y'all's alley.
He was best known for like the 323 original cover illustrations that he did for the Saturday Evening Post. Now that was a magazine. Do you remember that magazine produced? All right, so people my age, you're going to remember that. You may never read it. You probably didn't buy it because you were probably young when it was out. But he had a lot of Norman Rockwell things on there. But he also did a dozen ads for Cream of Kentucky bourbon that circulated in magazines like Life. You remember Life magazine? I do because it was bigger than all the other magazines.
It was a telephone book of magazine.
Wasn't it? Well, it wasn't. I mean, it was just tall. Do you remember how big it was compared to a regular magazine?
Well, it was, yeah.
Yeah. And so Life magazine, they held some of the ads. And here's what some of his ads look like. And this is how they kind of touched everyday, normal people, and they did it. So,
and if I'm not mistaken, you hand drew every one of these illustrations that we're talking
you know
about. Right?
I did. You know I did. So, if anyone has a Norman Rockwell painting or ad or something, comment it in there. One that sticks out in your mind that you might remember, like the umpires do on the rain delay or whatever it was for me. I think it was called, and this I don't really remember. I think it was called Top of the Sixth is the one that I remember so well. But anyway, so some of his ads that were advertising bourbon were just a golfer. It showed a golfer, and he was cleaning his clubs, and beside him he had a Cream of Kentucky bourbon. So simple stuff. Everyday task for a golfer to clean his clubs, and he has the bourbon with him. Another one was a waiter serving a guy in a tuxedo, and he was serving him Cream of Kentucky. So they go from, maybe an average guy to a guy in a tuxedo. So they're saying it's not only just for the average guy, it's for maybe the rich or a powerful, I don't know, or maybe just the wedding. I don't know. But he was in a tuxedo.
Just someone that likes to dress up.
And then it gets into the Kentucky heritage part of it. It shows a horse trainer with a stopwatch. And of course he looks so happy, and he's got this stopwatch in his hand. It doesn't show the horse, but he's watching his horse run. You see his tie flying and everything else. And he's got a mint julep made with Cream of Kentucky. And then the other one, it's just a face. And it's an older man's face. And I call it a gleeful looking older man. I called it a gleeful looking older chap is the way I wrote it down.
Gleeful looking older chap.
And it had the words, "Does your face say I love life?" And then it had a bottle of Cream of Kentucky there. Now that advertisement probably would have done it for me because I love life and I want my face to say I love life, but sometimes my face says a lot of different things and I can't hide it. And I'm sure a lot of people out there talk with their face too when you're not meaning to.
Sometimes no words are necessary.
But you can't hide your face. You can lighten your words or make them easier to take. But you can kind of manifest something to say but you can't hide the look on your face sometimes.
Old necessary.
But anyway, so Norman Rockwell, I thought that was cool. It's believed that he made between $2,000 and $5,000 for each of these ads, which translates today to $45,000 to $110,000 in today's money for each of these ads. And at that time, that made him the highest paid commercial illustrator in the world at that time.
Mm.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And if you, oh, go ahead.
Peter asks, have you seen the 42nd anniversary Blanton's bottle?
No,
42nd anniversary.
I haven't seen the 42nd
I
anniversary.
feel like I've seen an ad or something for it.
I haven't seen it. Peter, if you don't mind, have you seen it? Like, do you know what the difference is in it compared to some of the others? Because I haven't seen it. So Peter wants to comment back on that. But I thought that was cool that Norman Rockwell did some stuff with it. Now, we'll get back to how I was going to start the episode. We were going to start it talking about Shinley Distilleries because I figured you need to know where this thing come from in the first place, right?
Peter said it's a horse.
Is a horse the bottle? That's
On the bottle, it's a horse? I don't know.
okay.
I guess on the bottle, it's a horse.
I'm confused. Maybe I didn't see an ad about it. I don't know. Maybe it's just words because I didn't see no bottle. But I do
What'd you
remember.
see?
Huh?
What'd you see?
It was just advertising.
42nd anniversary of
Yeah,
Blanton's?
Blanton's.
Yeah, I haven't seen
I
it
didn't
yet.
see no bottle.
I'm interested in seeing it
Maybe
now.
elaborate a little more on that if you don't care, Peter.
Well, I'm interested in seeing it now.
Oh, he
yes.
said the bottle is a horse.
So it's like a
Okay.
decanter.
yeah,
yeah,
so
that's
the
cool.
bottle is a horse. Thank you, Peter,
We don't
for
have
explaining.
any decanter type bottles though.
No, we don't. But we got to tell that decanter story at some point in time.
Which one?
The Christmas one, the Christmas decanter story.
Oh my gosh.
We got to tell that story at some point. We don't have to right now, but
He said yes, a
It's funny.
decanter.
Yes.
But
all right.
yes.
that's pretty
Well,
cool.
that'll be awesome. I hope it's a racing horse, of course,
Well, it should
'cause
be.
they're racing most of the time. But all right.
Thank you, Peter, for
Yes, thank you for the
Elaborate.
comment and that, and I'm gonna look for that. Probably won't be able to get it, but I'm gonna look for it.
give our darndest.
So what I wanted to talk about first was the Shinley Distillery, because I think it's really important to understand just how big Cream of Kentucky bourbon was back then. So I wanted to start about with the how big it was in the 30s and 40s, and I guess it continued until the 70s where they pretty much just let it go, it's kind of crazy, but how big something can be and then go. So in the 30s and 40s, shortly after repeal, the Shinley Distilleries was the largest liquor company in the United States, producing 16% of all domestic spirits. Spirits.
Mhm.
I
All
wasn't going to say
domestic
anything.
of all domestic spirits. So 16% of all domestic spirits was come from the Shinley Company. Now when I say spirits, that's not just bourbon whiskey, that's other things
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
But 16% come from them. And at the peak, they controlled nearly 3/4 of the world's aging whiskey.
Mm.
Now that's a big number, right? So the bourbon and the whiskey that's sitting in barrels aging, they controlled 3/4 of it. All right? And here's why. They owned, not only did they own the Shinley Distillery, and this may surprise some, they owned the George T. Stagg Distillery,
There you go.
they owned the Bernheim Distillery, and they owned the James E. Pepper Distillery. And those distilleries also, they own these brands. So they own the I.W. Harper brand, Ancient Age, of course, Cream of Kentucky, Old Charter, J.W. Dant, Old Overholt, and James E. Pepper, along with others. Those are just the ones that are Kentucky and I wanted to mention. But of course which surprised me because I didn't know they owned George T. Stagg. We went to the tours and everything of Buffalo Trace. They never mentioned Shinley Distilleries at all. But they owned by Sazerac now. But they owned it from 1929, George T. Stagg Distillery, from 1929 to 1992 when they sold it to Sazerac. And I guess Sazerac got Ancient Age and
All the labels
Old
came
Charter as well, because they still make that today at George T. or at Buffalo Trace. So it was a big time distillery. It wasn't just Hey, we make one product. This was actually a mid-tier product for them at the time. This was considered mid-tier, not their big time, even though they paid Norman Rockwell the most money ever for somebody to advertise for. All right, just a mid-tier. This was an affordable bourbon. It was a mid-tier bourbon, but they priced it affordably because they wanted to back after the repeal prohibition. All right. But they ended up in the 70s. It got so bad that they let this label go. It was a dead label. They just didn't want it no more. Dead label, done. And they focused on their top tier line like I.W. Harper and Old Charter. That's what they focused on.
Sad times.
Now most of this next page is gone because we talked about Norman Rockwell. So let's jump right into the more modern cream of Kentucky and the Jim Rutledge era of cream of Kentucky. A little bit about Jim. Now, have you heard Jim Rutledge? Have you heard me speak of him before? I told you he was...
When we were doing the research and stuff, but that's about it.
Okay, so Jim Rutledge had a 49-year career at Four Roses, all right? He's in the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame, and he was master distiller at Four Roses Distillery for 20 years.
And we do know how old he is.
He was 72 years old when he retired. And there's a reason. He didn't just retire because he was 72 years old. So he's in there, he's a master distiller, he's making bourbon for Four Roses. Corporate comes down and says, hey Jim, we want you to be our brand ambassador. We want you to travel the world and speak good of our bourbon and tell people about our bourbon and share our bourbon with others. And Jim's like, that ain't what I want to do. I want to make bourbon. And he's 72 years old. He wants to make bourbon.
I can't go traveling all over the world
Well,
at 72.
And I guess they wasn't going to let him make bourbon no more. So he retired.
Oh.
So he didn't see eye to eye with corporate. He retired. But his retirement lasted a whole 4 months. So still at the age of 72, he decided to open the J.W. Rutledge Distillery. J.W. Rutledge Distilling Company. Now, when he did that, his thoughts were, I'm going to build a distillery. He was going to have several yeast strains, kind of like Four Roses. He was going to have several mash bills. He was going to be very creative with his distilling. But the brick and mortar part was so expensive, the finances didn't come together. So he had some partners and everything, and the finances didn't come together. So that happens, right? But instead of giving up, Jim's like, hey, I want to make some bourbon. I'm not going to give up. So he takes some recipes. He takes some to Castle and Key. He takes some to Kentucky Artisan Distillery, and he says, make these for me. So that's called contract distilling. If you take them the recipe and the way you want things made, and they make it for you, that's contract distilling. So he got Castle and Key and Kentucky Artisan to contract distill for him. Now, if anybody doesn't know Kentucky Artisan Distillery, they're probably most famous for Jefferson's bourbon, because they do Jefferson's bourbon there. Even though Jefferson's bourbon is contract distilled by Kentucky Artisan Distillery, if you were to tour Jefferson's bourbon, you would be touring Kentucky Artisan Distillery until they get their new distillery made, which I hear is coming, unless it's been on hold because of the turn in the market. Who knows? But I think I've got all those done. So anyway,
we'll come back to that if not.
So he changed his vision for his company, contract distilled, right? He changed his vision. We're not coming back to nothing. That's done.
Ow.
Changed it. She's good at that, isn't she? Changed his vision of the company, and so he contract distilled it, and then, of course, he was master distiller for 20 years, 49 years in the business. He decides that he wants stuff now, so he's going to go around to some undisclosed distilleries, and he's going to source some barrels from them and put his Cream of Kentucky label on it. Now, 2018, he had his first release. It was an 11.5-year Cream of Kentucky. And that's this bottle right here. So this is the 2018 2018 original release from Jim Rutledge for Cream of Kentucky. I got it in an auction, and we'll talk more about prices and stuff later. But that is the bottle that was originally released by Jim Rutledge. So this was his first one. After that, he would source some more barrels, hand-picked, and he would release some more older releases. I think he's got a 12.3 year. 12.3 year.
Way to think outside the box.
He's got a 16 year. There's some older Cream of Kentuckys. Those are all sourced, of course, because until 2016, he didn't have any bourbon being made except for Castle and Key and Kentucky Artisan in 2016. So now, the stuff that we're getting now is probably these Cream of Kentucky small batches. That's probably his contract distilled stuff. Maybe some of these cast strengths. But your single barrel cast strengths, I don't know if they're sourced or if they're made. They aren't age stated, so they may be from him, from his contract distilling. But most of the time, the single barrels are store picks. This one here I got at Jackson's, I think. Yes, this is from Jackson's Wine and Spirits there in Lexington, Kentucky for their grand opening of 2025. This is the one that they chose and sold for that. So most of the time your single barrels are going to be a store pick or some kind of special release like that. Anyway, so now he does the blending and the marrying of the barrels and the bottling mainly at Kentucky Artisan Distillery. And I think I skipped forward and talked about that already. But today, the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Famer Jim Rutledge is 83 years old. So he's 83 years old. He's still creating the Cream of Kentucky. And he's also, if you didn't know, he's also Master Distiller and Liquid Advisor, whatever that is. Master Distiller and Liquid Advisor for Blue Run Spirits. And I think Blue Run is made there or produced there at Bardstown Bourbon. So he has some kind of connection to Bardstown Bourbon too. So he may be sourcing some barrels from there as well. Who knows?
First thing in the morning. Jim, did you make sure that liquid's good to go?
Alright. Well, today I don't know how we're doing on time. Yeah, we're at 6:30. I thought this was going to be a short episode when I was looking up stuff. But
he was kind of worried,
Yeah.
guys. He
Well,
said,
we
I don't
made
know
it-
if we're going to have a whole lot.
we've made it work. But today we're going to be trying the small
In
batch.
proper fashion.
The most affordable, the most easy to find Cream of Kentucky.
Where's my
It is
glass?
also the lightest of these up here.
This is not my glass.
It's Doc Crow's though. That's a good place in Louisville, Kentucky. If you haven't been, try any bourbon you want there. Just about.
In alphabetical order.
In alphabetical order if you want. And it's a pretty cool place. Got ladders that go around the whole thing so people can climb up and get that bottle.
Considering it's just a small batch, there's not really a whole lot of color difference in any of them.
No, it's consistent.
I mean, not huge.
Actually, I think this one's the darkest one.
I disagree.
This one's pretty dark.
You're looking at
And
a
this
black background.
one- Maybe. I don't know. We're not going to argue
From
about it.
here, they look
They're
very
pretty
similar.
close.
All right, so if you would just go ahead and describe the bottle that we're going to do here today.
This is a Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey. 50% alcohol, so it'd be 100 proof.
100 proof.
Mhm.
Bottle for Cream of Kentucky Distillers at Crestwood, Kentucky. And then it gives the whole. I ain't gonna read the whole.
No, I don't want to do all
what's
that.
the proof?
This fuel.
What is what,
The
babe?
proof.
The proof's 100 proof.
Okay.
I said 100.
And what'd you say about the mash bill?
The mash was not available to me. So that's the one we're going to have today. This was the original release from Jim. I wanted to open it. Ryan wouldn't let me yet, but it will be open. We will have a show on this. So, and we'll see what Jim's taste buds were like when he picked his first barrel for his new bourbon. that
I
he
guess
wanted
that's
to
why
open.
it's got a
Alright,
different.
ready?
Is that why it's got a different label on it?
A
It's
little
kinda weak.
disappointing.
Kind of weak.
That one's got a different label on it, and it's got a shiny top instead of
See,
matted.
Yeah, it does.
I'm noticing a lot lately.
But it was of course it was out in 18 too. So I don't know what his newer picks, his older ones are.
Okay.
I'm noticing a lot lately. A lot of people are going to these plastic corks,
Instead of
a
the wooden.
cork.
Mhm.
and I think that really inhibits our cork pop a little bit. I don't like the way those plastic ones pop.
All right, so if we want to get into prices, can they still see these on here?
Mhm.
Okay. So the Cream of Kentucky, this is the cast strength. It's another readily available bottle. This particular bottle runs about $60 in the stores around here. This is the cast strength. It's going to run for about $90 around here. This is your single barrel cast strength. It's a special store pick. It's going to be about $10 more, so it runs around $100 around here. Now, in 2018, when this one was released, the MSRP on it was $150 or around $150. Today, on like secondary market, still you can get it for $150 to $210 if you can find it. It's not very available in the secondary, but there is some online retailers that still have it.
Did you say the second line?
This line right there. See the middle one right there?
Oh, that was the second line.
Well, then you need to go a little bit more for me.
You need to fill her up.
No, you're not at the second line. You're halfway below it.
On this one, because I've already put some in it.
Oh. Make it a double, son. Make it a double.
You're one of Clyde.
All right, so at online retailers, these are going to be between $300 and $400 if you can find them. I got mine at an auction. They go between $150 to $210. And I'm not sure how much I paid for it at the auction. And I'm not saying that just because my producer's right there and I'm trying to hide it. I really don't know what I paid for it at the auction. And the reason is because I think it was one of my first auction wins. And it may have been during that Christmas time fiasco auction that I did. And if you haven't heard that story,
We have.
It's a D.
you have, but maybe somebody out there hasn't heard it.
You already told the story.
I'll be quick.
Okay.
I'll be quick. If you haven't heard the story, I was on some auction sites.
You was off of work too.
And I was off work, and I was cruising through some auctions, and instead of saving them, I just was going ahead and putting my max bid on a bunch of bottles. And the reason I did that is because I had never won anything before, because I always got outbid.
Ain't nobody but Father had money around Christmas, I don't guess.
Well, I was always outbid, and so I'm sitting there bidding, and this has happened before. I would bid on 30 or 40 bottles before, and I would always get outbid by Thursday night. Auction wouldn't be until Sunday. And this particular time, I had bid on 50 plus bottles of bourbon, and it was Friday night, and I was still winning 47 of those bottles. And I walked upstairs to my producer, and I said, and this is the week of Christmas, so it ended on that Sunday. I don't know where that was in relation to Christmas.
It was after.
I think it was the day after Christmas or something. But anyway, I went upstairs and I said, "Hey, I'm winning 47 bottles of bourbon. What's our Christmas budget look like?" It wasn't that anyway, and but anyway, so luckily by Sunday I did get outbid on some of them, but I still ended up with 32 bottles of bourbon.
Probably the most significant haul of the Bourbon Basement has
It
gotten
was-
in one sitting.
But I tell you
It
what,
was Christmas after Christmas.
it was definitely, come February when I started getting those bottles, it felt like Christmas all over again. I can tell you that much. But that was shortly after that, I learned how to watch a bottle and not bid on a bottle until I actually wanted to. So,
Okay.
but that's where I think I got it. So I can't remember how much I paid. But all in all, in the 32 bottles, it was probably around $2,200 to $2,500.
So that's a $2,200 bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
Peter says 47 auctions producer. We're going to move and change our name.
No doubt.
I'm with hallelujah.
Yep, she agrees.
If You'd have won all 47 of them, though. Oh boy.
I don't know that I had that much money in the bank.
It was your. Had to take a loan out of the 401k for that one.
Okay.
Maybe I did. I think I refinanced the house shortly after, come January.
It's got a good smell. It's,
Oh.
It's a good smell. It's sweet.
it burns.
The first thing I get is baked apples on there. Did that go up?
It burns
Did
the
that go up
nose.
and get some
Oh
burn?
my gosh.
Burns the hair off my nose.
Oh, I didn't like the lights today. I was just noticing that out there. I knew I forgot something.
Oh
We were
my
kind of
God.
rushed getting the show together.
It's all right. You can see them. It
I'll
does.
take the blame for that one.
It does make a difference when the lights are on.
It has a good smell.
It's mostly sweet. I get a faint,
It's very cinnamon forward.
Mm.
I get a faint
It's
toasted oak.
It's like something with
Just
powdered sugar on it.
Very faint.
It's almost like an apple fritter.
Well, I said apple, baked apples, and I'm thinking of Cracker Barrel baked apples. So that sweet cinnamon and that syrupy stuff. Man, you want to go to
There's
Cracker
a
Barrel
lot
for
of-
lunch tomorrow?
There's a lot of floral notes in this too, though.
Yeah,
What?
kind of. I do smell.
It's another
There's some
strange one.
floral ones.
You are going to know my addiction to cereal, I guess, because I commented before about a cereal on a bourbon not long ago, not many episodes ago. This one to me has a Frosted Flakes kind of smell going.
It's like that powdered sugar.
You're calling it powdered sugar,
Well, you
but to
mentioned.
me it's like that. I guess that's a corn kind of flake, that corn and sugar.
Well, you
that
mentioned
Frosted
like
Flake.
the fritters and stuff. I can like an apple fritter
There's
with
something
some.
jumping out at me, and I've smelled it before, and it wasn't bourbon. Before anyone goes that route, I've smelled it before, and I cannot, for the life of me, put a finger on what it is.
Well, this bourbon in the research and stuff was specifically described as old school bourbon, like a traditional old school bourbon.
I get Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes, I told you. So that's 2 Frosted Flakes.
No, you said
I don't get
Frosted
Frosted
Mini
Flakes.
Wheats.
No, I said Frosted
Oh,
Flakes.
did you say Frosted? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something's got frost on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something's definitely got the frost covered.
So,
I think I'm gonna get some frosted tips.
Frosted Tips like on hair.
Yeah, yeah.
TIPS, guys. TIPS.
Yeah.
Tips. Yes. Tip.
And
With the
he's
P.
not gonna do that, I can guarantee it.
I might give it a go.
What? What?
I
Frosted
might give- Yeah,
Tips?
frosted
Oh, God.
tips. I might
Please
give it a go.
comment no in your comment bar.
Yes.
I think I can pull it off.
Oh my God. That's taking it back to the 90s or late 80s.
Look, I
What?
got Fieri.
God Friera. Fieri.
Fieri?
Yeah, but his
God
whole
Friera.
head is frosted.
Oh, he's
not
got
just the
He's
tips.
got the tips going.
I'm 3 in. What are you? 4 in?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
No
I
burn.
did my acclimation. It wasn't a burn. It's only 100 proof. And now the flavors and with it sitting here, I get a little bit, get more, but
I do get the cinnamon that he
it
was talking
doesn't
about.
taste like my smell. It's almost, it's surprising.
It's very caramely for me.
Well, it's very surprising to me. It's such a sweet smell and a cereal type of smell. But the first thing that jumps out at me is butterscotch, and you usually have that.
Coffee cake.
Butterscotch is a common one for
Coffee
me.
cake.
Coffee cake.
So our producer says coffee cake. The first thing that jumps out at me is butterscotch.
What? Gosh dang. What's that cake? It's like, it's a chocolate cake with a.
German chocolate?
Is it German chocolate
I don't know.
with the brown
It's got
icing with the coconut in it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, German chocolate.
I'm getting a lot of that
Okay.
Mhm.
with caramel.
Okay. That sounds delicious. I'd like, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if we had one of those made tonight.
Don't look at me.
But it's my smell was sweet and the palate's sweet for me.
I didn't get the cinnamon on the smell, but I do get the cinnamon with the taste.
See, the
that you
first nose I did, it was cinnamon, like just straight up.
That butterscotch just jumps at me.
The
That
floral,
butterscotch candy. But banana nut bread. Do you taste that?
I don't,
Anybody?
I don't get
Banana
bananas.
nut bread.
I get the
I
coffee
mean, yeah,
cake.
when you speak it into existence.
Well,
Now I lost the floral notes that I was doing.
and got banana
I-
nut
And
bread.
banana nut bread.
I didn't
Yes.
get any bananas, but I did get a coffee cake flavor.
Very slight banana, but the nut bread. The banana nut bread.
It's kind of like
Not Mamaw's last one with the soapiness in it.
no.
We love Mamaw.
I ate the whole
Aw.
loaf.
You did.
I ate
You
the
ate
whole
it
thing.
all.
Rest her soul. She
Uh,
made
yes,
good banana
Rest
nut
her
bread.
soul.
At least we
Love
knew our
her
hands
dad.
were clean.
Yes, we did.
She washed those hands before she dug
and
anything.
the pan and everything
Yes.
else.
Yeah.
And we ate all that Dawn
Yeah, we did.
banana nut bread.
But it was good.
It was definitely the blue dawn too. You can
Yeah.
tell. The hiccuping bubbles for a couple days ain't all that bad.
For the flavor.
It was good.
Yeah.
I still ate it. I don't-
It's so
It's
right,
simple, but you can pull a lot out of it if you really
you
want
you
to.
can, and that makes me want to try these even more because this is the
This is good.
this is the
smart.
everyday. This is the one that they produce the most of.
Hmm.
So it makes me want to know what that tastes like, a little bit older or a little bit stronger.
Well, it did not
That
disappoint.
apple still comes through too.
Mhm.
The baked apples. See, I don't get anything I got in my smell. It went to butterscotch and then the
I get a
banana
little-
nut bread.
I get a little cherry.
Well, I can see that, but as it sits there on my tongue a little bit and kind of as I'm talking and it's just lingering, I get honey, so I get that sweetness of honey in there, but I get a little soft note of leather right at the end, which is real surprising for how sweet it smells.
My only gripe is I don't get any oakiness.
I have just a very little in the smell.
If it's there, then it's
It's
very, very mild.
mild. It's very mild.
What's the age on this?
Well, don't know the age, but
I
I'm
don't have
gonna
an age date.
I'm gonna assume 4 to 6 years. It's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, so
At least two.
it's at least 2.
But there's
I'm
not.
sure it's 4 to 6.
There's a ton of awesome flavors in it, but the oakiness is barely there.
You're not tasting that barrel. You're not getting that char.
But
and
it
I didn't
doesn't
have. Did you
disappoint.
want to try it with water, even though it's just 100 proof?
No, I think I'll set the water out.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
It
put a
doesn't
little
disappoint though. It's a good bourbon
I'm
for
gonna put a
sure.
little bit of water in there. Since this show I thought was gonna run a little short, I did something that I haven't ever done
Oh my
before
god.
with the bourbon. And I looked up some of the stuff that it pairs well with, like some of the things. Of course, it.
That the experts recommend.
Yeah, but they recommend everything. So what I got.
Just drink it.
What I got out of it, what it pairs well with. So, as you're trying to pair bourbon, if you like to drink bourbon with a meal or anything, or dessert or anything like that, some people like to pair it opposite. To me, this one is very sweet. So to me, it would pair like with a ribeye steak,
Mhm.
grilled, and some crispy charred edges, because you don't get a lot of char in the taste of
Mhm.
this. So
I might be
It would-
making a trip to steakhouse
it would-
at some point this evening.
it will pair well with those crispy edges on a grilled ribeye. The other thing I think it would pair well with, if you're going opposite, is like some smoked sausage or something. Like
Oh, a Fanny Farkles.
Yes, a
Oh,
Fanny
my.
Farkles.
Ooh, from
you haven't been to
Tennessee.
Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
I might be making a trip to Gatlinburg.
If you've been to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, you need to go about halfway
Coulda went.
up the hill. There's a place called Fanny Farkles.
Mm.
The best smoked sausage, grilled onions,
And
and
a
everything.
foot long corn dog.
Foot-long corn dogs.
I've
are
never
awesome
had the
too.
corn dogs, but you can't pass up that sausage.
Now the other thing that the magazines and stuff said, if you want to pair it and you want to mirror what you're tasting, this is sweet, and you want to mirror the sweet taste. To me, with what I've tasted, this would taste good with baked apple pie,
Mm.
or even a pecan pie, because of the banana nut bread,
Maybe.
or banana nut bread.
I think it would probably taste good with the dark chocolate because it would kind of
You think dark chocolate?
counterbalance the taste?
Don't know. I wish we had some banana nut bread and pecan pies to try this with.
Set up a smorgasbord up here.
To mirror it, but usually I'm opposite. Usually, if my bourbon is sweet, I enjoy my dinner and then I drink the bourbon as dessert. If my bourbon is savory, I would rather drink that with
the meal.
dessert.
Oh,
No,
with
with
dessert?
dessert,
Okay.
Yeah. I'd rather have and drink that with dessert. So
The
most
bourbon
of my,
savory,
if
we're
that
just
tells you
drinking our dinner.
anything, I guess most of my bourbon gets drunk after dinner, one way or another. I guess. I don't know. Unless I'm eating something sweet like Frosted Flakes. It'd probably pair well with some Frosted Flakes.
I don't know, but that might be pushing it.
Maybe Frosted Flakes in the bowl with some cream of Kentucky as the milk.
I'll
Ew.
try.
It
a lot.
is cream of Kentucky.
I'll try a lot of things in this world, but that one might be pushing.
I
Yeah.
bet it'd be good.
I don't know if I'm doing that.
Let's try it later.
No, let's not.
Frosted Flakes and cream of Kentucky.
How about we rate the bourbon?
All right, let's rate it. Give us your rating.
I went first last time.
Did you?
Uh.
All right. So for me, okay. Our producer already gave it a rating. Threw out a number real quick. 7.6. 7.6. For me, I like the flavors of this bourbon. I thought it was more complex than some of your standard small batch, everyday.
It seems simple up front, but then the more you have it sit there, the more you can pull out.
Yes, and I like that because if I drink it one time and I'm in one mood, I may taste one thing. If I drink it the next time, or maybe whatever's on your palate's going to bring up something different. I don't know. I like a more complex bourbon. The only negative I have in the whole bourbon is that there isn't that oaky barrel char.
That's my only
So there's none of that. But it is a sweet. I think it's a sweet desserty bourbon. It is kind of an old school, kind of traditional bourbon. They're not finishing it with nothing. They're not putting staves of anything in it. It's just the old school natural bourbon, and I do like that. The taste that I get out of it for the banana nut bread, I think that's fantastic. The daggone butterscotch, not so fantastic. But that one hits me right, because I'm not a big butterscotch fan, but that one hits me right at the beginning, but quickly fades to that banana nut bread. And then I get some honey and stuff like that. So to me, the bourbon will go well with as a dessert and after dinner bourbon, a good sipper. With the water, it didn't change much for me. So I had the same kind of taste with water. It was still sweet, still didn't get no char. So with or without water didn't matter. But I'm more like my producer, and I'm in the mid sevens, and I was going to rate it a 7.5, and she went a 7.6.
Well, we're all in the sevens. I'll just say that without spoiling the actual number. Beginner friendly? I say yes. I don't know how much this actual
$60.
one.
Yeah.
I said that.
I'd say it was beginner friendly. So that's always a good note for any of you that are wanting to try it and are not experienced bourbon drinkers. Bottle wise, I don't mind it. I mean, it's simple. Everything about it's simple. The label's simple. The bottle itself is simple. I'm not really going to hold it against it, but I'm not going to give it no brownie points for it either. I like the taste, guys. I like sweet bourbons. I was getting a lot of great flavors, a lot of the same things that they were getting. A little bit of sugary-esque, and then you get the apple and stuff comes through. I was kind of getting somewhat like an apple fritter at one point, and then I got a little bit of cherry, and then I got a little bit of banana and the banana nut bread. So there's a lot of good flavors going on. Once again, like he said, my only gripe, there's just not that oakiness, but
I bet we get it
with those.
I bet we do.
But I'm not going to hold it against it all that much because there was so many other good flavors going around. Color's a little light, but what can you really expect from a 4 to 6 year?
And I'm guessing. It's
Somewhere
all
around there,
guess.
guys. Don't hold us to that. We didn't find anything on that. But I think it's good overall bourbon, guys. Like he said, nice traditional, old fashioned, just as simple as it gets as far as a bottle of bourbon goes. I'd give it a 7.2.
7.2. So 7.2, 7.5, 7.6. So but that's
7.3.
That's a good score. I
Mhm.
mean, that's a real good score. They're all good scores. Not every bourbon's going to make the 8 and above shelf. So but this one's definitely
That's on the
below
higher
the
end.
sixth or
Yeah.
above the sixth shelf. It's way above the sixth shelf. So to us, that's real good bourbon.
And starting off strong with a small batch too. I can only imagine that these over on the left will be just that much better.
Well, we gonna go with 11.5 year next show, or are we gonna just go with cast strength or something?
Yeah, I think you need to step up a little bit.
Just
yeah.
cast. How about cast strength single barrel?
Whatever
skip.
suits you.
All right, it was 11.5 year. All right. So next time on the Cream of Kentucky, 11.5 year.
Okay.
Anywho,
All right, you done?
I'm done.
Yep.
That's all I got. But
That's it.
my
That's the
notes
last one.
are ended.
Ow.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for bearing with us at the very start of this episode with our little delay and scrambling around trying to get everything together. But it ended up being a good show. If you had the opportunity to try the Cream of Kentucky, even just a small batch, I highly recommend it. I don't think you're gonna be disappointed by any means.
No, it's good bourbon.
I enjoyed it. First Cream of Kentucky any of us has ever had, so it was a new experience for everyone, and I don't think it was a bad one. I mean, 7.3 average. That's pretty dang good for a bottle of bourbon. But all that being said, guys, we really appreciate you giving us a little bit of time to start your weekend. Hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. Don't dread the Monday blues too much.
Drink more bourbon.
More bourbon and forget about it. Forget about it. All that being said, guys, we'll let you all go. Thank you all so much. Subscribe if you're new, like the videos, and spread the name of the Bourbon Basement around to all your friends and family. We will see y'all next Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, why drink alone?
When you can drink with us.
We'll see you guys.
Hey, you're no
No.
hug today?
No.
All right. Well, I'll settle for another warm Kentucky hug and some Cream of Kentucky. Cheers, guys. Till next time.